short today. Feels like I fell 1,000 times. Nothing but doubt to flood my mind. 'Cause sometimes it's hard to remember why I ever started racing with my dreams. A restless December, feeling I was meant for more than I believed. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I will struggle, I will shout. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. I swear I meant to do this. I'm told that love would never lie. Where my head has met my heart and they are beautifully aligned. But sometimes it's hard to remember everything I've done that's brought me to this space. I started with embers, now a raging fire is burning in its place. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I will struggle, I will shout. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. There's no stopping, there's no doubt. I'm on my way. I know as close as I am now, I'm on my way. Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? But we've been living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Plain and simple, dear. I'll still be here when you're gone. You gather souvenirs, but I will never be your pawn. Your pawn. Your pawn. My love wasn't ever again. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the same. You can double down. I'll still be a proud haven for your love is never love. A river.
Most ice picks are generally about
Yeah.
that long, and so
Right.
if you can get it all the way in there and
Yes.
a twist,
Yes.
any of the constipation, all of that will just come just right out,
I
and like you don't even need to take a laxative.
I don't
or anything.
dispute that. I just think that the potential for bowel perforation is substantial.
It's risky. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, it is risky. Sticking an ice pick up your ass carries risk, but it also can
Yes.
carry great reward. So I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
because I mean going septic and having your
Don't
fecal
touch.
matter empty into your internal organs is
yes,
is
if you perforate something, could you die horribly? Absolutely.
yeah,
But could you also solve the problem
of the constipation.
without medication?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So, just,
Wonderful.
you gotta weigh your
Well,
options.
We are live, by the way. So hopefully people took some.
What?
We're live, and good to see everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hey,
What's going on?
I did not see everyone out there. Hello.
Yeah, no, they're here. They're
Hi.
here. How's everybody doing?
How long has everyone been there?
An amount of time. They've heard enough. Let's put it that way. They've heard enough, I think. So,
Um,
and no news actually is already online. He says, try a model of the Eiffel Tower to relieve that constipation. So,
Yeah, I guess as you thrust upwards, it would be wider to achieve greater density. Okay, I'm with you. I appreciate that.
yes, it's right.
So, everybody.
So welcome everyone. So welcome to our Tuesday nights for that wonderful segment we like to call "Okay, Seriously," and it's the place where you ask questions and we give answers. So we have 5 questions submitted today by our users, and by our viewers rather, and we're going to give the best advice we can. That of course is not professional or sanctioned in any way, shape, or form. It is merely our opinions. We have very well informed opinions, but they're opinions.
I mean, they're not sanctioned by any specific body,
Regulatory
but-
agency or anything like that.
But I've been into places that have certificates of like from the Chinese Herbal Medicine Association.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's like a real certification, but I'm certified by the Direct Marketing Association. So
I did
put
not
that in
know
your
that.
pipe.
I did not know that. Good for you.
Yep, I can sell you stuff you don't need.
That's a skill.
It's all about.
That's the
Not
skill.
Today I just want to. I want the masses
It's for the
to
masses.
feed me their problems, and I can provide solace, wisdom, and eventually hope and
That's right.
joy.
Hope and change is what we're hoping for. So speaking of which,
Hope and
let's
change.
jump into our next question. So, I
Yes.
I did a pure amateur move here. I have the 1 on the text of the question on the screen. I'm gonna fix that because it's crazy. All right, here we go.
All right.
I am a 20-year-old female in a relationship, and my
Nice.
boyfriend, 20-year-old male, is not a virgin. He is very religious though, and has had sex multiple times. He's very adamant he doesn't want to have sex again before he's married. I'm not religious, but I am a virgin. We've been together around 9 months. I'm worried he literally feels disgusted by me or something. He says he only had sex before because he was going through a hard time with his faith. What do I do here? Asked Jennifer from Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Hey,
Jennifer.
Jennifer, what you need to do here is get the hell out of Dodge before this moron drives you any further into his death cult.
Yes.
Okay. The no sex before marriage thing is a ridiculous, anachronistic holdover from purity cults, which define which have sex as related to the concept of sinning.
Yes.
It's absolutely bullshit.
And
There's
when women
absolutely
were
nothing wrong with you.
right, and when women
There's
were given
nothing
to
wrong
men
with
as
you.
when women were given to men as offerings, right?
Exactly.
By one family to
There's
another.
absolutely nothing wrong with you. In fact, I am sure that this guy thinks about banging you all the time. Okay? But what he's concerned about is that he will be disgusted with himself, which is a Gordian knot of conflicting
Self-loathing.
idiocy that
Yes.
defines the Christian
Religion.
worldview.
Yes.
I mean, that's it. So
Mhm.
don't bother trying to understand
Yep.
or work within its confines, because it will just pull you deeper into a Bronze Age worldview.
Yes.
So
Bronze Age.
what do? You fucking run.
Yeah.
Run, Jennifer. Wait, there are plenty of horny fish in the sea who will fuck you. No religious baggage attached.
Right.
Okay? You are
Right.
20 and down to fuck?
That's the recipe for success right there.
DM us. We can set you up. There are opportunities out there for you.
A go-go.
That even in South Carolina is a big play. I mean,
Yeah.
we're in Rock Hill. Clemson's not that far. I
Yeah.
mean, come on, you
We'll
can
call it,
find somebody.
yeah, totally. Yeah, Jennifer, I have to concur with Great Panther. This anyone who's getting that into their faith, it's affecting it drives their behavior in that manner. I mean, it's a sign. It's a clear warning sign to get out of the relationship. It's just not. It's only going to get worse from here, right? And you seem sexually curious, and don't limit
Which is
yourself by Don't limit yourself by being bound to this guy who's not going to give you that, right? It's like, and your first time should be a very important experience. Don't do it with a guy who doesn't even want to do it or whatever, right? It's like just you need to find the right fit, and it's not this dude.
Yeah, this is a guy who has very normal, human needs, but he has been indoctrinated by this, purity nonsense that now he is conflating his natural urge to have sex with this concept of like existential dread and guilt and everything else, and so his brain is all fucked up, and sadly it was all done on purpose. So luckily it sounds like you were not fucked up by all of the crazy zealotry, and so you, with your fresh perspective in mind,
I'm gonna get
somebody else.
I'm gonna get controversial, and I'm gonna go like that.
All right, hot take.
Yeah, just the even someone who possesses that mindset of what you were describing, that self-loathing, and I did this, I hated it, I'm turning to my faith, tells me I can't do this anymore, so that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? While he was in this relationship with you, so it's like I don't know. That tells you something about the mindset and character of this individual, even beyond the sex. You know what I mean? That's kind of like huge warning siren to this is not a good relationship, and you should get out of it.
Because he's already done the thing, and now he's like, oh, now I feel bad about it. Now I don't want to do it. And it sounds like he's done it more than
And
once.
by the way,
but
you
now
can't
it's like,
now you can't do it either.
you can't do it. It's like, so what is the point? Like, yeah,
Right.
there is there's no upside with this guy, and so as I said, getting out of the situation.
Get out of the situation. Find a nice guy who will cherish you and take care of you and love you and have your first experience with that person, and you will have a wonderful experience.
And someone who won't feel guilty about their natural inclination to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's it. So there you go. That's it, Jennifer.
that's an easy one.
Yeah, get
I
out.
feel like
Get out. All right, here we go. Let's see.
All right,
Here we go.
you
Another
too.
one here. My girlfriend, 19-year-old female, won't give me, 18-year-old male, blowjobs, and I don't know what to do. I've tried flavored condoms, flavored lube, chocolate, whipped cream, anything and everything under the moon. She thinks the act of it is disgusting. I'm clean, I keep on my maintenance down there, and I've tasted my own sperm before, and it doesn't taste too bad. We're gonna have to explore that one a little bit. I eat a shit ton of fruit, especially pineapples, and drink lots of water and maintain a healthy overall diet. She still doesn't want to do it. What do I do? This question comes from Brad from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Okay.
Brad wants
Gee,
Brad
I
wants
don't
some
know,
head.
Brad. Brad, I don't know. Maybe respect her fucking wishes. What the fuck is with you and blowjobs, man? I mean,
Seriously.
no, not every single person is going to be into sucking a dick, regardless of how much whipped cream and fucking
Right.
flavored lube that you put on that.
Right.
I mean, she isn't into it, and you need to respect that if that's not what she's into.
Right.
Unfortunately, I'm more concerned with the other contents of your question involving the virtues of pineapple eating, and you understanding the taste of your own semen.
You're very driven on this mission.
Can we
Getting
explore
your dick
that
sucked.
a little bit more?
Well, I have to, yeah, I do have to say, right, respect her wishes for sure, but I would ask, do you go down on her? Do you? Do you? If you
Right,
don't,
but if the answer is yes, but even if that
he
answer
still
is
doesn't
yes,
have
it
to go
still
down.
doesn't.
No,
It does not
absolutely.
entitle.
I'm just saying from his perspective, it's fair. If he doesn't go down, if you repeat, no, I'm not going to go down there. Well, then why should you expect her for you, right? In any case, but it just makes him more hypocritical if that's the case, right? But
It seems to me, Brad, is that you're really caught up in the idea of her not wanting to do it is all about the taste of your jizz,
right,
which is I think that's off the mark. Perhaps she just doesn't want to put her mouth in the same place that you pee. Like it could just be that, regardless of how much manscaping that you've done. Okay,
Right.
So the act of not wanting to do it doesn't is not a I do not think it is completely unreasonable. And you know what, Brad, your name is Brad. Okay, so that's already a point against you. So you're gonna have to find yourself a Karen.
He didn't pick his own name.
That you, right? But no, I think Brad should find himself a Karen,
Sure.
so that they together can call the police on black people for barbecuing outside. And
Maybe I'm
that,
trying to figure
you know,
out I'm trying to figure out at 18 how many blowjobs this dude had. I'm like, damn, Brad.
I mean, other than that one from his uncle, I don't know, and I don't know if she's ever gonna be able to, redo that. So,
You go.
I don't. The whole thing with the pineapple and stuff, I think, comes from the idea of like because if there's a lot of fructose in your body,
Oh, it
can
makes your
cause a
sperm
thing.
sweeter?
Like
I
that's where
see.
it comes from. But like
I would not
whole-
know that, but okay.
yeah, but that's the
idea.
Have you heard the pineapple is supposed to?
I
make
have
your
heard
semen
pineapple.
taste
Yeah,
better?
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know how better though, but
the idea behind that is because it's actually any citrus fruit, really.
Gotcha.
But like that is the idea of
Gotcha.
like loading yourself with fructose. But you can do the same thing with Twinkies or chocolate bars, and have the same not effect.
Yeah.
And your girlfriend still will not blow you. So,
Right.
Sorry, Brad.
It's nice when it happens, but to demand it, I don't know. You could talk to her about
Yeah,
it.
I don't.
Like have a
I mean-
conversation saying, hey, and I think the fact that if he goes down on her is a factor here, right? Of course she's uncomfortable, but at least maybe she would feel more comfortable if you were very vigorous with the giving
Right.
of the oral, right? Maybe then she'd be like,
yeah, that
oh,
isn't really said one way or the other, but
right. And it gets things hotter. It's like, oh, he's going to town. All right, I'll play around a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe that could be a thing that
What gets me, the reason I think I'm approaching this the answer more we'll just say a little more aggressively
Yes.
is the extent to which Brad has already gone through it seems to coerce this person to suck his penis because
Fair.
he's like flavored condoms, lube, what the hell? Like
Right.
he's building a sundae down
Right.
there and
It's
like
totally-
it's like, how about this? How about this?
Banana
She's
splits.
probably like, exactly. You just, how about she's saying no, dude?
Right.
Oh well, how about if I, fucking put caviar down there?
Right.
Well,
Right.
like,
What
what's
you're-
wrong with you, dude?
What he didn't say is that they're actually having vaginal vaginal intercourse.
Right. Because I
But but that might
took
be
that as given. Is that
yeah.
wrong? Do you think?
I did as well, but I read it and he didn't explicitly state it, so it's possible, maybe not, right? So if so,
Or that he's not.
this might be his only path that he believes of sexual release. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Again, I'm
that's a
going on a limb on
possibility.
that one, but even so,
mean,
you know, she's gonna do what she's gonna do, and don't force her to do anything, right? And
right.
you
Yeah, I
said
just
no,
don't like
it's
the idea
no.
of like if people are, you know, into whatever that they're into, or any sort of kink really, as long as it's consenting. But the degree to which the things he's tried, and it seems that she's
Right,
like, if he knows that her reaction is disgust, and he's like, what about strawberry?
right,
Uh, It's like, you're not getting it, Brad.
right.
Like,
It's
you
not
know,
happening, right,
and if that is something that you require, then this relationship may not be for you.
right, exactly.
But
That's the conversation to have.
coercing her into doing something she does not want to do because you feel it's great and you want it is not
Not
how
reasonable.
this thing
No,
works.
not how it works.
It's just not how.
It's reasonable. I would ask too. It depend on how she tried it. Has she tried it to completion, not to completion? Because you're big on the taste thing, and if she's never sucked you off to the point where you
Right.
came, how's the taste
That
going to
seems to
matter?
be his only
She
concern.
just doesn't want a dick in her mouth. Maybe like to Green Patch's
Right.
earlier point, that might be it, right? It might not have nothing to do with the ejaculation. That's a whole nother step that some women are cool
Right.
with and some are not, right? Some will give you oral, but don't want you to complete there, right?
Right.
Because they don't want, like, I want that in my mouth, right?
It's the whole spit or swallow dilemma.
Spit
So,
or
you know.
swallow. Or swallow. I always thought spit was, and I know I shouldn't have thought this because it's literally spit, right? But like when a woman, anyway, I used to think spit or swallow was kind of like she would take it out of her mouth before you ejaculate and just let it go. You know what I mean? I thought that was like the opposite of swallow.
That
And then I dated a girl. She's like, no, 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 no. And she's like, oh my god, that's horrible for a woman to do that. Why would she do that? And I'm like, well, I'm
Right.
still getting off. It's not
Right.
bad, right? It's okay. It'd be better for staying in, but you know what you do.
right.
But
I
but the spit, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
know.
you just let it finish. It's in her mouth already. She just doesn't swallow. She just goes spits in the sink or something. I don't know, or
Right.
somewhere else. I don't know.
But regardless, she doesn't want to do it.
Well, right,
And so,
right.
okay,
And it's the impression that she doesn't
I
even
mean-
want the dick in her mouth. Nothing to do with even the ejaculate. I guess that's what I was getting at.
I just had someone close to me explain to me what salad tossing meant. Maybe a week or two
I think
ago.
that was me.
And I was not going to name names.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, no, pass for me on that one. Regardless, so no, we all have our boundaries.
There you go. No news.
Yeah,
Amusingly observed. She says, "How do you get the cum shot if it stays in her mouth?" Technically true.
Right. Well, exactly.
I
So with
guess
her,
so.
with this girlfriend, you don't get the cum shot, Brad.
Right. That's right, Brad.
Like,
Post it to
you
your
know,
OnlyFans.
like, it's like, you know, like, reminds me of the guy that created Girls Gone Wild. It was just
Yeah.
like, what if I just hate
Boobs,
drunk girls and
boobs,
sell it because they
boobs,
can't do
boobs.
anything?
Right.
Like,
And make them sign a release while they're intoxicated.
right, exactly. That's how all those things are. How do you think the real world works in all those? It's like,
Yeah.
intoxicated releases fuel so
Reality
much
TV.
of reality
Yeah,
television.
totally.
It's
Absolutely.
literally,
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
drunkenly signed releases is like an absolute keystone of the foundation of reality
Right.
television.
So Brad, if you're shallow enough for this to be a deal breaker for you, you clearly need to get in another relationship, right? But that doesn't want to do it, doesn't want to do
Yeah.
it. So that's the thing. So
Right.
that's it.
Oh.
The only advice, like I said, that could maybe get you in the positive direction is perform oral on her vigorously. None of this just light whatever thing. You gotta get in there, Brad. Get it done. See if she enjoys it.
And certainly more toward her as opposed to adding more condiments to your own package.
Correct.
Okay, because that seems
Correct.
to be your
Your
modus operandi.
accoutrements do not seem to be moving the needle at all. So it's
Yeah.
you know.
So like I write, don't go boysenberry and blueberry. Just stop
There you go.
and try to change tacks and follow Vanguard's sage wisdom about perhaps addressing her needs
Yes.
rather than your incredible obsession with having your dick sucked.
Yes. Exactly. All right, let's move on to the next question. Next question comes from Zoe from Laguna Hills, California. Zoe is a 25-year-old female. She just found out that her cousins, 20 and 22-year-old females who are extremely close, are hiding their Instagram stories from me. Now I want to cancel my trip to Italy to go see them, but I know they'd be devastated. What advice would you give me? I don't want to make them upset, but I don't know if I'm overreacting to having Instagram stories hidden from me. What do you think is the right move?
Oh,
asks,
okay. Zoe.
Zoe.
Oh my god. Those bitches hid their Instagram stories from you?
You're gonna say that?
How could they? Like, that is actually, I have no fucking idea what I'm talking to. I cannot relate to you in any way because I have no idea what the fuck this means. What is the problem here? What is hiding an
Exactly.
Instagram story? I don't even know what's happening.
I-
From the context, I believe it's some kind of a FOMO situation.
Something.
But canceling a trip to Italy. So, Zoe, you're saying that your friends would be devastated if you didn't come, and you don't want to hurt them, and you don't want to make them upset. But this Instagram story thing, which I still don't quite understand what the problem is exactly. Like, is that like a social media thing that they're not
Yes.
being able to see?
Yes.
Like,
That. They're posting social media things and making it so that she can't see them. And she's butthurt about it.
or so she thinks, right?
Right.
Or she's not invited on that.
Right.
Yeah, that's yeah. The last Graham thing that I ever received involved singing. So if
Singing
I imagine
Telegram?
I imagine an Insta one would be like speed rap or like just really really fast or whatnot. But yeah, this makes absolutely no sense to me.
No,
I-
Zoe, you're making not a thing a thing. Just go and have fun. Put your phone down. Put your phone down.
right. 'Cause, like,
Interact with your
this is-
cousins as human beings.
This is why I think social media is destroying the world.
Yeah, seriously.
Because you have clearly two people who have a person, and then three people
Right.
have a human
Human
connection,
connection.
bonds, all friends with each other, a trip abroad, close friendships, and it's all going to be fucked up by setting on social media.
A flipping of a bit.
Yeah.
Permission
That's
bit.
a 1 or a
Show or
0.
not show.
Like,
Yeah,
did that-
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what we're
Oh,
talking
you were grayed
about?
out on the box. It's like,
Right.
like, objectively, that's nuts. Like, I mean, I realize there's all sorts of things people can do in social media to try to taunt other people, or I guess play with their
And-
emotions and all that.
right.
But
I mean, is she
at the same time, you can only be done that if you let it. Like if you're on social.
exactly? I
you
mean, do they think that? Does she think they're being deceptive or something, or is it just like?
I-
No, we don't like you.
I-
We don't like you strongly enough to share our personal things that we're posting. Is it that kind of thing? Like, is it more of a diss, or is it more of a like a deception feeling?
Right.
Is what Zoe's having.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm only familiar with like the friending someone or unfriending someone on social media, but like, so your Instagram is social media that you're connected to, but these particular people, you have made it so they can't view specific things that you've posted on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you could ask them about it, or
Right.
I just think that
Ask
this
about
this
it. In
situation
person.
perhaps is being catastrophized a
Right.
little too quickly.
It is. Gotta cool the temperature.
Yes. So, Zoe, get with these girls. Just get in a hot tub, start kissing. Whatever you do. Send us the video.
They're cousins.
It'll be fun. It'll be fine.
They're cousins.
Kissing cousins.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. That's how that works.
Hello. Fun. Keep up.
All right, Zoe. Well, good luck, and stop fretting about things that aren't things, please, for all
Yeah,
of our sakes.
And even if this is a thing, don't skip on a trip to Italy. It's
Seriously.
like, whatever this is, it can't be worth
Seriously.
missing the Coliseum for.
Right.
So
Even my all right, I put the next question up. I shouldn't have because I'm talk about this one. The even the dearest, closest friends, like I have people that in my life I absolutely love and adore and would go to the ends of the earth for. But sometimes when I'm around other friends, like mutual friends of theirs, and they're not around, I might have some critical things to say. You know what I mean? That's okay. It doesn't mean I don't. It doesn't mean anything.
I've heard about these discussions.
You should.
They have not gone completely unnoticed.
Okay, fair.
There have been reports back to me.
Yes.
I'm not bothered by it in any way.
Yes. I'm just saying, it's like the social media is like a representation of, I don't know, just small social nuance bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just another expression for it.
Well, and,
So,
and it's also
so
a
much
place
of it
for
just
people
doesn't matter.
Well, it's also for the place where people who would never have the courage to ever do any of those things
Keyboard warriors,
become
they
the
call them.
become the keyboard warrior, exactly. And yeah, I as and I will hope to keep the Green Pants children off of the social media as long as possible, before they maturate. So as to not deal or matriculate is education, maturate is maturity.
Maturate is mature. Yes, no, I saw where you went with that. No, it's good. Yeah, no, don't be the keyboard warrior. Be Xena Warrior Princess in real life. Don't be a keyboard warrior. Oh,
they have no idea what that reference is.
That's true. It is.
This person is 20 years old, and that show has not even been on in the last 20 years, and we don't have reruns anymore.
Even in syndication, right? Even
B. She-Ra, Princess of Power. No,
not even.
B. Leia. No.
Padme? Samuel? Not even Padme at this point.
Rey.
No.
Rey?
Barely.
No.
Barely Rey.
Kira?
Anyway, all right, let's move on. So our next question comes from Kevin from Mobile, Alabama. Kevin says, my girlfriend...
I think that's Mobile.
Mobile, my bad. Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile, Alabama.
My girlfriend hates my occasional sports betting. I'm not sure what to do. Sometimes play online. Mainly sports betting when there's a big event. I probably spend about $100 a month on it. My girlfriend, 24-year-old female, absolutely hates it and is always on my case about it. I'm a 26-year-old male, not spending a ton of time or doing it all the time, but it's becoming a constant argument between us. She thinks it's a waste of money and is worried it could lead to bigger issues. I just see it as a fun hobby. What do I do?
Well, I can understand your girlfriend's perspective because... betting on who's going to score more baskets with the puck after the fourth down is objectively stupid. But as human beings, we're allowed to be dumb in moderation.
Sure.
Like that's literally how we enjoy things. So,
yes.
Whether it's angel dust, casual murder, crack cocaine, it has to be done in moderation.
Yes.
So too much of any of these things is bad.
Agreed. Yeah. If you're self-disciplining here, Kevin, and like you said, if what you say is true and you're not spending only $100 a month, it's your fucking money, dude. Whatever you want to do. If that's your hobby, that's your hobby. If you get enjoyment out of it, she needs to accept that. If she can't accept that now, and you guys aren't even engaged or married, that's a red flag, right?
Well, what I would do is I would. Has she had a family member that struggled with gambling addiction?
Mm-hmm.
Because if that
fair.
is the case, that could be a reason.
Be a trigger for her. Yeah.
Acting trepidatiously, perhaps she just doesn't want to see, her boyfriend's knees broken by Bookie's Hatchet Man.
Right.
Or perhaps she doesn't want her own knees broken after her boyfriend uses up his entire marker at the dog track.
Right.
Okay? So
or
I can see maybe
he loses so much money, he needs to sell her to the guy he owes the money to.
Right.
For him to use as he will.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so this, this could be a sex slave situation, is what you're saying, human trafficking. Right?
I stretch on that, but I mean, anything's possible.
It's Alabama, so anything goes. But I agree with Vanguard in that this is if it's exactly how you're painting it, that is fine, and yes. I think she just has to understand it. But
right.
And I would perhaps ask about why exactly, because you've said it causes a big argument. Is there a reason, or does she just say it's a waste of money,
right.
Or is there something more deeper behind her?
Correct.
Her fear of you doing this?
Absolutely.
It seems pretty intense for something for like $100 a month. That seems
right.
a little, like a bit of an overreaction of that, because $100 is what, 5 mintes in Vegas? So like,
right, seriously,
I don't.
It's like I mean,
it's like four hands of blackjack.
It's like, look what she spends her money on, right? And it's like, if she buys frivolous
right.
things and stuff, you're like, look, this is your hobby. I respect it and acknowledge it. This is my hobby. Please respect it and acknowledge it, right? That's
right.
It. Mutual respect and communication.
I mean, although I will say, like sports betting and stuff is incredibly easy to access and now, and so it's also incredibly easy to bankrupt yourself
and abuse it and fall off the cliff.
Just destroy your credit rating, all of that stuff.
Yes, I'd be very careful.
But other than that, I don't see the hobby being wrong, as long as as no knees are being broken or
right. Well, to your point, anything taken to
just
excess
gotta
or
be careful.
abuse, right, or addiction, when it becomes addiction, then that's when you have a problem.
Right. Well, yeah, and
Um,
if she's acting this strongly about it, my sense is that there probably is some other
History in
outside,
her family.
yeah, like some data point somewhere that's more than just it annoys her, you know.
Yep.
Um,
Bet responsibly, Kevin. But bet if that's
Yeah.
what you wish to do.
right on who,
The sports ball.
what is it?
The sports ball, Great Punch. The sports ball.
Oh, it's like all the points on the field
Yeah.
when people score runs.
And the people do the
bases.
things against the other things. Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So
Not
it's like,
touch the
who's gonna run faster?
Yes.
It's like, okay. Yeah,
You
I
could-
just decide most things with rock paper scissors.
You could-
Yeah.
You can, and it's expanded quite a bit. You could bet on lots of things. You could bet on like I don't know.
You can bet on literally anything.
Right. You could bet on
I-
is the singer gonna hit the high note in the national anthem? You could bet if the who's gonna win the some election.
I
You
was
could
at
bet
a
on-
sports book. I was at a sports book in Vegas, and that was exactly it. There were bets on for the Super Bowl national anthem exactly how many seconds it would be.
Right.
And so, literally, how long they're going to hold the word brave,
Mhm.
and how long and how many, crescendos of,
Right, right.
of what, it's,
How much harmonization they're gonna
it's really quite crazy. And so,
It
as
is.
I'm saying, it's objectively stupid and kind of, it's like a dog track. It just reeks of desperation and cigarette smoke.
It's
It's not
people are
pleasant.
going for the endorphin hits, right? However they get them. Again, as long as done responsibly,
Yeah.
it's up to them.
Yeah,
It's
I
your,
mean, if
it's
you
your
get a
money,
dopamine hit,
right?
right. $100 in dopamine. Yeah, that's yeah.
It's actually
That's,
not a bad rate, actually. Given
Right,
other things
that's
that give you
With the way inflation is the way it is, yeah.
Give what other services and products are now costing. It's like crazy. Anyway, all right, Kevin, good luck.
And just remember, you just have to keep betting until you win.
No,
And
no,
then
no,
if
no,
you're
no,
down,
no, no,
What you
no,
want to do is you want to double down,
no.
and then you want to, because eventually
No.
you'll make it all back,
No.
and everything will be okay.
See, that's how the bad things happen. What you just said. That starts the bad things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the cycle?
Yes.
'Cause I was thinking this is a great money making opportunity here. Because like maybe if you put some money on betting, then you can double that money. What if I have a hot tip
And then double that.
and I can double that? I gotta get on this. I
Right,
think this is
clearly.
this is my new revenue stream.
I think we just watched the reinvention of the betting system happen right here.
Tell me. I 64 seconds. That's
There
what
you
I've
go.
got. That's how long it's gonna be.
There you
know?
go. All right, let's get to our last question here. So this comes from Grant from Davenport, Iowa. I need help buying a promise ring for my girlfriend. I'm an 18-year-old male. I'm planning on buying a promise ring for my 18-year-old female girlfriend before we leave for college in a month. We are going to separate colleges about 500 miles from each other. We don't worry about the distance because we've been together an entire year and have been through so much. Emphasis mine. I can't imagine being with anyone other than her, and at 18, we've got enough dating experience to know what we want long term. My question is, how much do I spend to show her I really love her?
Wow.
Grant
Okay.
from Iowa.
Hey, Grant. You sitting? Just sit. Okay. I think I see the problem here. You're trying to hold on to the idea that you are still going to have a girlfriend after the first Delta Chi keg party at the state college that she's going to 500 miles away. You won't. Your relationship has an expiration date. That expiration date is 1 month from now. Okay? So any money that you were going to take to spend on a fucking promise ring, don't. Get an 8-ball of cocaine and ride around on jet skis. Like, do something that is memorable, because this relationship, you've only got a couple short weeks left. Wasting it on promises that are not going to work out because they're not, kind of worthless.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be as dire about that, Grant, but I mean, look at the statistics. The statistics of high school relationships surviving college are like not exactly zero, but they're pretty damn low. And
long distance. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm going out on a limb here to say that perhaps Grant's experience is not as expansive as he believes.
I'm going to go back to his first sentence where he says he's 18. So let's
You've
go with
dated
that.
one woman for
1 year.
And your question is, how much money do I have to spend to show her that I love her? Which at
The
the
answer is
moment,
zero.
Yeah,
That's the real answer.
What's less than zero is the amount of relationship wisdom that
And
this guy has. Because if that is the question you're answering, it's asking.
yeah,
It's like, wow, you're on the wrong field. Like you know,
you did a
this is a
sports
Wendy's
reference. That
drive-through.
was a good job.
You know, right? Playing the
You can do
uh,
sports references. I knew you could do it.
yeah. I mean, I
But
I know
anyway,
that fields
Grant.
are involved in
So,
sports. You
so
know,
I got to add some of the feels
that's,
here.
that's
So,
half of it right there.
so Grant, I understand how you feel, and I know the way you feel now is you like. I can't imagine us apart. She's the girl for me. Love her more than anything. You're gonna stay together. All this other stuff. And in 2 years, 1 year, 2 years, you're gonna realize what we're saying to you right now. Maybe not to the same tone we're saying it, but
3 months.
Grant,
That's when, in 3 months,
give Grant the
Rush
grieving
will have been
process.
over.
Yes,
Everyone
but
will be pledges,
from Grant's
and
perspective.
the real parties can start. So
Yes.
around November is when she will finally cheat on you. She will start thinking about cheating on you on her way to the college.
In the
and
car.
then once she checks in, yeah, already you are no longer on her mind now that she is at Party
No,
State, USA.
it's
Yeah,
I can, here's another scenario I'll paint. I'll paint the one where like she is in the car riding up to college. Her dad's bringing her. She's got her picture in her phone of you two guys when you went to the park that day, and she looks at you fondly. And she's like, "Oh, we're gonna stay together. I'm gonna miss him so much, but I can't wait till we're back together." And then she'll
Looks
move
at
into
that
the
promise ring.
dorm, and right, she'll look at the promise ring and just soft heart. And then she'll move into the dorm, and the RA will be extra helpful, and he's a pretty good looking guy. He's pretty buff. He's older. He's really nice to her, and she's like, "Oh, people here are so nice." And then he's repeatedly nice to her over time. And then he's got bring some beers. She has a couple beers. They inadvertently maybe make out. She is appalled with herself. She runs out of the room, back to her dorm, cries hysterically, calls you, says, "I'm so sorry. I miss you and I love you. I did this horrible thing." You talk it out for 6 hours, and then everything's fine again, and then happens not.
This is a lot of specific
It
details.
is. Because I've seen it happen.
Seen it or lived it? But yeah, but it's not going to work out. I'm sorry.
No, granted, it's not. It's not. I can count on one hand. Let's see. I could probably count on, one hand, the number of relationships that survive from high school to college, and then half a hand to a third of a hand, the ones that actually went from college to marriage, and the marriages that actually lasted.
Yeah, mine's zero.
Zero? Yeah. No, I actually know
yeah.
2 people, crazy enough, that were high school sweethearts and are still married.
I don't know anyone from my high school, because that was a long time ago.
That was
a sad time, long ago, and I have no wish to relive it. So
there you go.
yeah, I think so. To the basis of the promise ring, no, that's
no.
fine.
Yeah, the answer to your question is
is
zero. How much do I spend? Zero.
$0.
It's the answer.
Right.
$0. So just to make sure the basics of the question out of the way, the answer is zero. But
yes.
Please continue.
Yeah. No. Yeah. The objective answer is zero. So because you actually kind of ask a couple of questions in here. It's like, okay, how much money do you spend to show her that you love her? Okay. Asking that question is insane and shows that you don't understand the concept of love. Okay, so that's
18.
one. 18 exactly, because you just stopped being a child, just
barely,
like, just not enough to drink, but
started
enough to
dating,
get sent overseas and fight a war.
Started dating when they were children, for the record.
That's true, right? Because it was when they were 7 for this 1 year whirlwind relationship in which much wisdom has been.
Learned all the things that you'll ever need to know.
All of it. Yeah, I mean, it can't take possibly more than a year and a single person in a high school to learn everything there is to know about relationships. That just that's
and another human being in a place where you're doing your own growth and development and don't even know anything about yourself.
Right. And you're away, living away from home with all new responsibilities and freedoms and a complete sense of independence. And you're thinking that a $80 promise ring from Kay Jewelers is going to stop the Itakai keg party, you're not right. You're out of your mind. Grant, sorry. That is going to that promise ring will probably be pawned for a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon, just as in order to get into the party. So
I like what you said earlier. I like take whatever money you're going to spend, go have experiences together, go out together,
Right.
have fun, enjoy each other's company. Who knows what's going to happen? As we
Right.
discussed, you are probably not going to stay together, and we are sorry to be the ones that have to tell you that. But
Right.
physics say. So don't spend your money
actually,
on me.
I am not sorry to tell you that.
I know. Your parents know. Sorry.
Because I think I think this is information that
What?
there should be at the very end of high school graduations,
Yeah.
when everybody at the graduation, there is some person like there's normally someone that comes out that gives a commencement speech. There are some people that give like a prayer and stuff like that. No, just have someone come out to be like, all of you guys that are in relationships
Or broken up.
are no longer in relationships. Like, will no longer be in relationships in 6 months.
And then you like ring a bell. Ding, 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 ding,
ding, ding, ding,
It's
ding,
done.
ding, ding.
It's over.
Go forth and multiply.
Go
like
forth
whatever.
and-
Yeah, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
Except for one or two, and the Amish couple, I just the idea of a promise ring in general, I just think is kind of silly.
I agree. It's supposed to be like pre-engagement, I guess, something.
Well, it's supposed to be a reminder that you're promised
token.
to someone else.
Right,
That
my
that
heart
you've
is
already-
yours.
You've promised your heart, right? Exactly. It's like the heart ring. It's like you wear it inside, means you're if the heart is facing inward. It means
Yes,
that
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah. The Irish, it's the
belong,
Irish
and if
tradition.
outward, you're looking for love or
the
some
clattering.
bullshit.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah, it's an Irish tradition. Yes.
For the clotter ring, right. Yeah, but the clotter ring tradition also involves the sheer amount of whiskey that it involves. Really, kind of takes away from like the heartfeltness of
very
it. 'Cause,
stereotypical. That's
Clotter
very-
rings is normally just drawn in a drunken stupor on in the streets and alleys of Dublin.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it's not a
Oh my goodness.
no. I can say that as a
Grant,
proud.
Yeah,
Irishman.
I'm an Irish, as you know, I'm an Irishman as well. But Grant, enjoy your time with this girl until you leave, and that's that. And then stay in touch, see how long it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Be prepared to move on. Be prepared for her to move on. Really, any ring would just cause more stress, honestly, right? Because like, especially for her,
Right.
Because if she does start like saying, "Oh, I kind of like the party scene," and I kind of like, "Oh, there's this guy that's being really that I like is being really nice to me," and so, then she's gonna pick up the ring from her dresser and look at it and go, "Do I not put this on when I go out right now?" You know?
Also, there are going to be people at this college
Yes.
who are going to see that promise ring and see a challenge and go, "Huh, a promise ring, how cute." And someone such as your local Vanguard might, come into that situation and have a little competitive
Wow.
edge on you. So
How
I'm
interesting. You threw me in
Could be
that
a green pants.
situation.
It could be a.
I think historically speaking, it was 98% green pants and never Vanguard. Because
I have never looked at a promise ring
there was a code
and respected it.
that right,
so
exactly.
that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, what I'm saying is that you're accurate, but
Yeah.
I
All right, Grant. Good luck.
I would pawn the promise ring for the case of Pabst Blue Ribbon to get into the party because where I went to school, girls didn't have to do anything to get into parties. They just could get
appeared.
in.
You just show up and you're in the
But,
party, right? Exactly.
But men needed to bring an entrance fee, normally in the form of alcohol.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know,
Or a Hawks
Um,
promise ring. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
So, all right. So,
all I'm saying is now is sexism is over and we all live in an equal society and it's great. So,
except it's not, but that's okay.
feel comfortable saying that.
Yeah. So, Grant, good luck and enjoy this last month with her. I hope you guys have a great time. I hope you enjoy your final summer before you go off to college. A wonderful experience, a
Ride
wonderful
some jet
time.
skis.
Have a blast. Have a blast. One of the best times of your life that you live right now. All right. So
No ring.
that's Grant, and now we're dude, speedrun time.
Ooh, okay.
That was our 5
it
questions.
you or
It
is
is
it
no, it is
me?
you. It is you. I think I had to answer something ridiculous last time. I had to talk
okay.
about what was it about like bad breakfast cereals and like I don't know what body part I'd be kind of things.
Listen,
What I
wait.
had to deal with.
We've done a few dozen of these.
Yes.
Vanguard. So I need you to back all the way off about speed round questions.
They are what they are. I
know,
mean, we get what we get, right?
we,
This is
we,
just
we
the
get
nature
what we
of speed
get.
rounds.
So it's
It's the nature of speed
it's
rounds.
the nature.
So speed round, just a
I
reminder.
understand they're probably going to get weirder, and that's fine. Bring it on.
Hey, that's all right. That's what we it's
You
like
already know what color I would be, but so
right.
it's
Groupthink creativity is what we're going for here. As we do this, hopefully we get more creative solutions. So speed round is going to be 5 short answer rapid fire questions. I'm going to throw Green Pants. He's going to have 60 seconds to answer them. I put a minute up on the timer, and the timer will begin as soon as I finish reading the first question. Green Pants, are you ready?
yes.
If you were a potato product, which one would you be?
A poisoned waffle fry at a fucking Chick-fil-A.
What would be the most surprising scientific discovery imaginable?
Oh, if we somehow figured out that anything actually meant anything. If there was a progenitor race that like seeded the galaxy and all we are is just running a cosmic Mad Lib. Something like that.
If you could eliminate one thing that you have to do in the bathroom, what would it be?
Sticking my finger down my throat. I will say no. Waste removal of any kind. I don't need any fancy pissing and shitting.
If Mars was being colonized, would you go?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I saw Andy Weir's The Martian, and I don't want to be fucking Matt Damon growing potatoes.
Poop from
eventually
poop.
dying of radiation.
Yes.
Yeah,
What's the worst?
insane.
What's the worst idea you've ever had? Worst idea. 6 seconds.
What's the worst idea I've
5
ever
seconds.
had? Oh my god, I've had so many.
3 seconds.
Okay. That I should marry a super conservative South Korean computer programmer whose only real passion in life was jazz piano and also a literal interpretation of the Bible. That was the worst idea I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow.
And I've had a lot of terrible ones, but that one,
Wow.
that one got me right in the kimchi. Okay, so it was a terrible idea, and thanks for making me
Wow.
relive it.
Super J heard that one. He was impressed. Thank you,
What?
Super J. Super J had a comment on the last one. Damn. So yeah, that was the thing that
I've made it's a
bad decisions have been made.
I've had growth opportunities.
Yes. Everything's a learning experience.
Perhaps I should have spent less time.
Yeah, I didn't know
trying
what
to
you were
convince
thinking.
someone that
I
their
didn't.
literal interpretation of the Bible was nonsense.
I did not know that about her. I knew her, as you know, but I didn't know that about her. I didn't know her hang-ups were religious in nature. I thought they were
They were. Oh, there were so many. They
weren't
were lots
just
of
really
different
okay.
hangouts.
So different angles. Okay, got it.
A wide variety of hangers and
Got it.
devices
Got
that
it.
you could use to describe the hang-ups.
Understood.
By
By the way, Super J here giving a shout out to the current Mrs. Green Parents and what a winner she is, comparatively speaking.
yes,
in any way,
absolutely.
shape, or form.
Massive. To say
Massive
it's an
upgrade.
upgrade is not
Upgrade.
it does not really do the words justice.
Agreed. Agreed.
But yeah, I could have made a terrible mistake, and spent a lot of money on it. But yeah, that was a really bad idea.
It was.
And
It was.
and I feel I can own that.
That's great. That's great. I think mine. I'm trying to think
Because
what mine was.
looking back at what I just said, there was nothing about that I would have enjoyed. And so
No. I honestly don't know what you were thinking.
why didn't you stop me?
We had conversations, but like it was the
Not
point
enough.
where clearly not. But it was the point where you seemed
You
like you
should've
knew what
tried
you were
harder.
doing, and I'm like, okay,
I never know what I'm doing.
it's fair. Well, I'm glad I was still there for the aftermath, and we sort of picked up and we moved
Oh, yeah.
on, and Mrs. Green Pants
Oh,
again
yep.
is
Things moved on. Yeah.
improved substantially, right?
Um,
I think mine was a woman thing too. A significant other was the buying real estate with a woman I wasn't married to. That was a horrible idea.
oh, right.
Yeah. That cost me dearly, dearly.
Major life, major purchases.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, at least because mine too ultimately came,
Was costly.
came with the cost of a lot of money.
It did. Mine as well.
Ultimately.
Mine as well.
But also, a lot of heartache, but a whole lot less kimchi in my life, and a lot less bulgogi.
Kimchi.
And it's with everything. Okay, it's like mashed potatoes and rice and a side of vegetables all in one. It's with everything: burger, kimchi, pasta, kimchi, kimchi, more kimchi. Like that is what.
That's what's done.
And it is shredded cabbage
I know.
that you
I
put
know what it
into
is.
a jar,
Yep.
bury in the earth, and
Right.
let it ferment, and then dig it up and eat it.
Right.
What is wrong with me? Why? I cannot believe you let me go through that for so long.
I
I can't. I
again,
can't.
conversations were had. I don't know. Which raises an interesting thing. It's like, at what point, like, I don't know, because if you're not in the, because of course, like, it's always easy to look
Right.
back and say, why didn't you stop me, right? It's like, at the time you
Right.
said you were fine and you were
I'm
happy.
saying that
It's
in
like,
total, I'm saying that in total jest.
no, I
because,
know.
yeah,
I'm
it
kind of
happened at the
expositioning on it a
time.
little bit, right? Like, for people who currently be in that situation, it's like, at what time do you
Right.
do you stage a legitimate like intervention and saying you should not be with this person? You know, it's like, like, at what
Although-
point does it get to that where you would do that to a friend who's
I was a little startled at the sheer number of the oh my god, thank God.
Yeah.
That I got after that decision was revisited.
Yes.
And unmade. And certain contracts were voided.
right. Right.
At that point.
Although I gotta dig you on this one actually. This one's legit. Is you didn't you got engaged and didn't tell me you were doing it beforehand. It was just like the next time we talked. It was like we talked. How are things going with the relationship? Right. Oh, they're fine. Everything's just whatever. Or this stuff's pain in the ass, and there's still no sex because of XYZ and blah 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 blah. But we'll see what happens. And then next conversation was, oh, we're engaged. So there was no like window of like, hey, I'm thinking about getting engaged.
I didn't want to tell you because I knew you'd say it was stupid.
Ding ding ding.
Come on. I was like, I gotta get this out of the way before Vanguard is like, what the fuck are you? This is so dumb. What are you? And it was
would
too
have been
late.
the thing.
So you had to be like,
locked in.
hey.
Right, and then
yeah.
he distracted me. You're like, hey, you want to be the wedding party? I'm like, oh, sure, I'll be the wedding party. That's great. Want to go to the bachelor party? I want to go to the bachelor party. That's great. Yeah, exactly. The double distraction whammy. Potatoes, yes. Tell me about potato product. Chick-fil-A fries is what you said.
Yeah, well, because I know Chick-fil-A has fucking waffle fries, and I hate waffle fries, and I hate Chick-fil-A.
I like waffle fries.
So,
I hate Chick-fil-A, but I like waffle fries.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I just
Five Guys fries or
now
waffle fries in
associate
there.
Waffle fries
Oh no,
with
Five Guys fries.
Chick-fil-A.
Who else does waffle fries? Somebody else does waffle fries that
know.
are really good. Good.
I'm not sure I agree with that because I'm not a.
I like waffle fries.
The waffle fry is just too much potato. I enjoy
Oh,
a French amount.
because you
of fry.
do the ketchup dipping, of course.
Not of course. If it's a quality French fry, it requires no ketchup.
Oh.
A
Okay.
really good French fry would not require ketchup in my.
So what's the ratio
or-
of potato you're talking about then? It's the ratio of the potato soft into the crunchy outer bit of the fry. Is that what the ratio you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, yeah, and overall circumference, diameter.
Too meaty.
Like
the waffle
as opposed to
fries,
like
too
a
meaty.
baked potato or like
Yeah.
the worst are like those they call them steak fries.
Yeah. I like
Which are
those.
like have the skin. Yeah, see,
Sure.
those I need to smother in ketchup because it's more of like I've got to eat this root vegetable,
Right.
And I need something to get
So
it down.
you're saying you prefer the frite?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I prefer the frite
Excellent.
over the fry.
I
guess,
see.
straight up.
Excellent. All right, good to know. I guess I would
What about
go.
you? Do you-
Surprisingly, I think I would go with the wow. The fries at Five Guys are so good, like, and they give you so many.
They are pretty good.
You get a sack fry. I mean,
waffle fries.
you get a small fry and you get like this. Now they're more steak fries. I think they got meat to them. They're not super thin. McDonald's fries are pretty thin and they're quite good, right?
Right.
Not that I've had
Exactly.
McDonald's in a long time, but I remember them being quite good fries. I think that was like the king of the fry in the fast food world, right? Was the
It
McDonald's fry.
was the king of the fries until they changed their recipe and took out the trans fat in like
Oh, right.
1986, and all of a sudden the entire taste of their fries changed, and they were like, nothing changed.
Right.
And it was because they took animal fat out.
They took out the fat, which people
probably
enjoyed,
was
yeah.
a positive thing health wise, but they tried to pass it off as if they didn't do anything, which was like, no, we all know these taste different suddenly.
Liar.
Right. It was like when they tried to pass off new Coke without saying anything.
Right.
It was like, oh no, it's new. What? No, oh, I'm sorry. You
I
want classic.
maintain that New Coke was the most ingenious marketing ploy in the history of capitalism, because they didn't actually mean to do oat Coke. They did it deliberately to make people hate it, and then it was years, and they eventually brought back oat Coke, and then people were like, oh, thank God, and then everybody bought Coke, like more Coke than ever.
They didn't do it as it was pitched not as we're gonna get people to hate it.
I
but
think it
we're
was.
gonna get people to appreciate classic Coke.
Oh,
Because
maybe.
that was in the Coke. That was in the Coke. That was in the that no, appreciate what Coke was, because
Right.
that was in the Coke and Pepsi challenge. Because in
Yes.
business school, this just talked about a whole lot.
Sure.
With like, it was like, oh, what do you prefer, Coke or Pepsi? So throwing out new Coke was essentially very much like Pepsi. It was a lot sweeter and was almost a direct thing with Pepsi, and the consumers rejected it,
Right.
and so they said, oh, okay, well, if you do like this same thing, which is very much like Pepsi, keep it, and then we'll
Right.
have Coca-Cola Classic,
Right.
which took the Pepsi users too and got them on new Coke and got all the old people back to Coke Classic, which was entirely planned beforehand,
Right.
which is really
Right.
quite brilliant.
That
Yeah.
was brilliant. Anyway, I don't know how we got on Coke. Eliminating one thing you have to do in the
Oh,
bathroom. So you would eliminate waste elimination from the bathroom.
Right. Of like all the yeah, that's the I want my body to be 100% efficient, and anything
Yes.
that I ingest is just utilized, and
As
there are
energy.
no waste products.
Right. That's fair.
Um,
I'm on the fence about that and shaving. I would like it if I never had to shave again. Like if I could shave my body in the state that I would want it, and then it would stay that way forever without me having to constantly. Because as you know, I tend to be well shorn.
That's a close second.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
that is a close second in terms of just like and you having to do it and keep it up and all that other stuff. But but shaving is still something that is not like there's no emergency shave situation. Whereas if we just removed waste removal from our body functions, I mean that's no more like I gotta pee to go
Think
to
how
go to
much
the bathroom.
time you
don't have to-
save. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Imagine, look at all the movies that you'll be able to finish.
Right.
I mean,
And I have
the,
unpleasant pee situations where it's like I gotta pee and it's so bad, like I can't even have another thought until I'm done peeing, and I'm like, oh my god, I can live my life again once the pee's done, and then I can get back to
Right.
things. Like
Right,
life
exactly.
life
I
changing
think
pees.
you might be holding your pee a little bit too long.
I hold it a long time.
That's a long.
I don't
time, 'cause
wanna
if you're
control my
actually
pee.
in pain.
I don't want my pee to control me. I control the pee.
You realize it's your body,
Yeah,
and you're not in a fight with it.
I am. What do you mean?
Are
I
you,
control
are,
it.
so are you trying to exert control over your
Yes.
bladder
Yes.
by
I have to pee right now.
denying it?
Yeah.
Well, we could always pee.
I go when I decide to go,
You know.
not when the pee tells me to go.
Does hunger and thirst work the same way?
Yeah. Thirst,
Man,
no. Thirst, I drink when my body says to drink. That I do. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, I applaud your very disciplined technique.
This is the way I
not all
choose
of
to
us
live, yes.
can be such a way, but
Unfortunately.
yeah. So for me, the obvious answer is
Waste elimination.
waste removal.
I'll go with
but
that too.
would
The
be
shaving is a
second.
close second. I think I'm in agreement with you here. It'd be close
It
second.
is just time consuming, and I'm sure probably ladies might have other answers too. So I
Right.
don't. But in
There you
my
go. Exactly.
situation, that's what I would say.
No News just threw out a Penny Arcade comic reference, which I got actually because I'm a nerd. About one of the artists did a strip on they only like to poop in their preferred place. Like I can only go in my
Yeah.
home toilet in this bathroom, and if they're traveling somewhere, they just wait until they're home, and this can result in great discomfort, obviously.
Like David Sedaris wrote in his books that he would go to camp for a month, and he's like, I did not shit for a month. That is what happened at camp. He's like, because the concept of ever shitting anywhere in that camp is
Yeah.
non-possible.
Not-
That was not that my body was
non-starter.
Like, that is not, no.
That is not
It's
happening.
like, so I just figured out what it was like to be constipated for 30 days.
Oh my
Then
god.
get home, and
And then have to
You'd
see
be
a doctor.
hospitalized.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I was gonna say that, right? Exactly.
yeah, he gave that exact thing. He was like, no way am
Yeah.
I ever going to poop at a camp.
Yeah.
So
Mars, I agree with you. I would also not go to Mars.
I don't know what the
No need.
Yeah, I don't really have the like even if we had been to Mars and we like had started building habitats,
Right.
and it was even like somewhat
Habitable. I still
yeah,
don't either.
it's still like I don't want to go through a 6-month journey through radiation and
Right.
be like it's all because
Like
like everything is like we're already it's easy enough to die here.
Right.
You know why do I want to go somewhere where I just die going outside?
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall, just being like, watching my eyes pop out of my head because that's what happens.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Paul Verhoeven. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, that's a brilliant movie, by the way. What was I gonna say?
Shouldn't have been remade.
It absolutely not. Oh my God,
Colin Farrell?
why
Oh
did
my
they do
God,
it?
it's okay.
Oh, it's terrible. If Mars was like fully like developed, like if they're like cities and shit, and you could go there and back in like 2 week journey there, 2 week journey back,
Well,
I
yeah,
would go
totally.
visit, right? I'd
That's
check it
almost
out.
like traveling, though.
Right.
It's like being like, I want to go to,
Right.
I want to go to Asia or something.
Right.
But
the
yes, if it was that
colonization,
easy,
conquer the land thing, it's like, no, that's not my thing.
Yeah.
No interest. No interest.
it was like it was like when my son was asked by his teacher if he would like to be on Lewis and Clark's expedition.
Right. I remember you telling me this,
And
yeah.
every child in class said what a great adventure it would be,
Mm-hmm.
and my child said, "Are you fucking kidding?"
Right. Sounds
That sounds
ridiculous.
horrible.
Right.
They are cold. It is. There's
Dysentery
no
is like.
it's like that's literally. It sounds like hell. You have just said hell, and you want me to write something that says I would love to go.
To
I
hell.
refuse.
Right. I will instead
And-
talk about why hell is awful.
So he wrote a very nice essay on how stupid it would be for anyone to volunteer to go on Lewis and Clark.
There you go. Brilliant.
And he got a check plus. So
Hey, you know, that boy's got a
so-
future ahead of him, I tell you.
it's that plus. Yeah,
Yes.
that shows he's got
Yeah.
he's going places.
I'm a big fan of Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's a science communicator, for those of you who don't know, and he's a director of the Hayden Planetarium. He was asked about colonization of Mars, and he you know, being a space guy, he's kind of like, it is definitely like a destiny of our species to go beyond our planet, right? And he definitely favors space exploration and all that. He says, however, when we talk about terraforming Mars and making it habitable, he's like, think of the worst place on Earth. Like, think of like the little South Pole in Antarctica. It is easier to make that habitable than it is Mars.
Right. Because there's an atmosphere there.
Correct. And the sun's just
You
the
can
right
still-
intensity. There's
Right.
It's like
I mean,
all those things
it's-
taken
yes,
for granted.
It's
The
extra
gravity,
cold, but
no
it's not
radiation.
hundreds
It's
of
like-
degrees too cold.
Right. Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
and also every movie that's ever been made about going to Mars always ends
Ends
terribly.
poorly. It does
You
end
know,
poorly.
yeah, it's always, either something's there waiting for him, or the whole party
Or they just
leaves
die
and abandons
because-
you there, and
Oof.
you're just
Matt
the
Damon.
poor botanist that's
Throwing poop
hanging out. I
potatoes.
mean, I saw that movie and read the book, so no desire to go to Mars.
There you go.
Because, Andy Weir really convinced me that it was a bad idea.
There you go. There you go.
What would you be the most
Oh, surprising scientific discovery.
surprising? Yeah.
I guess similar to yours, right? That if we're like that, we're subject is a strong word, right? Like but if we're like part of some greater cultural ecosystem and we just don't
Yes.
know it, like if we're being absorbed by some higher
Exactly.
species or something, or like we're truly a simulation or something like that, you know what I mean? Like not really.
Again, if we were like in the Matrix, or
Right.
there really is some there was some purpose, like like as I said, there was a progenitor race that basically started
Right.
humans and had
Right.
or just something where it's like, oh, that's
Seeded
where it all
us
started.
here,
And it wasn't
right?
just random.
Yeah, something,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Yep.
fun because
I don't think those
3D
things.
positive. There is nothing
Right.
at all.
Right. And as far as
So,
feasible
yeah.
things go, then I guess the discovery would be, I guess it would be finding that intelligent life exists somewhere in the universe would be very,
Or
of
like
course.
fully understanding dark matter.
right.
Or matter, antimatter, energy conversion, or
Mm-hmm.
something that was just really changed everything about power generation. Cold fusion will be,
Fantastic.
if they can get that Topamac
Economical.
actually putting out more energy than they put in it, maybe
Boom.
we'll yes, we could stop living off dinosaur goo and move
Right.
to
Great.
move
Yeah.
to
Other
technical
things.
fusion.
Right? Yes. Yeah, for sure. So good. So in agreement. Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
I
you
think,
you said your worst idea, so I think we got it. Did we
Yeah.
get all the
I think we did.
yeah,
We talked about the potato product, science,
which you wouldn't want to do in a bathroom.
bathroom eliminations.
Don't
Don't go to Mars.
try to force a woman to go down on you if she doesn't want to, no
Right.
matter how many condiments that you throw on your junk.
Correct.
That buying a promise ring is not a sound financial investment and
Correct.
would be better spent on hookers and blow.
Correct.
Chick-fil-A is awful.
It is.
Uh,
Don't go there.
waffle fries are as well.
Yes.
Good. I got you to admit yes, the waffle fries are terrible.
No, stop.
You just said yes.
No,
You just said
I
yes.
take it
Can't
back. I like the
Take it
waffle
back.
fries. I like the waffle fries.
I did not learn what an Instagram story is, but I did learn that it's very mean to hide it from someone.
Apparently.
And you might miss out on a trip to Italy
Apparently.
about it because it's so bad.
Oh, no news. No news raised a quick point on one of the questions we talked about. Would the thing about intelligent life is the equivalent to science proving God, basically, or disproving God, right? That would be a significant
Right. Yeah.
discovery,
exactly.
clearly, right?
Yeah. If actual Jesus showed up and was like, "Hey,"
It's all
that, it
it's
was
all
like,
true.
really?
It really happened, and we'd be like, "Oh,
just be like,
interesting."
it was just, and you know what? It was the Mormons.
It was the
They had it right.
the
Really?
Mormons.
You were the
Mormons.
Really? Joseph's the tablets were
Yeah,
real?
yeah.
In the hat?
Yeah,
In the
and
wooden
then
submarine?
you and I,
That's a
my
real
friend,
thing?
you and I, my friend, are going to be eating a lot of crow if that happens.
We would be. Yeah. And I would gladly, consume the crow as
Yes.
I just was, astounded over learning that the con artist actually was a divine prophet who carried
the golden
word
tablets.
of God and established the religion that did not recognize black people as a full human until 1978.
Right. True story. Check it.
Were-
Look it up.
They were the sons of Ham, which was, yes, it's quite messy. All of it. So yeah, once again, boyfriend Jennifer, run away.
Yes.
Very first question.
Yes. Oh, right. The one who didn't want to have the boyfriend doesn't want to have sex with her because of his religion. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Get out of that relationship.
Get out of Dodge. Get out of the.
Get out of
death
that
cult,
relationship.
And
Yep.
go find yourself a someone who's down to.
So be with someone
Go
who
down
wants
on
to actually be with you. Don't force women to give you blowjobs. Don't Instagram bullshit. Bet if you want to bet as long as you don't have an addiction, and don't buy $0
Angel
on
dust
promise
in
ring.
moderation.
Angel dust in moderation.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. Crack
I think
cocaine
that's it.
in moderation.
I think that's it. I think we covered
I
it, dude.
think we've helped.
I think so. I hope we at a bare minimum, at least convince Grant not to buy the freaking promise ring. Save that kid
Right.
some bucks. He's only 18.
And this has been a really slow news week, and not much has been happening. So I think the people are looking for entertainment and are looking for just something,
Yeah.
something to inspire them, something
Hopefully,
that some like big event that could happen that could be like a game changer in like world stuff. Like
In world affairs.
unfortunately, that's not happening. So you have us, and
There you
we'll
go.
be here next week as well.
We will.
to,
We will
uh,
be.
to
Speaking of
continue
which,
at it.
we will be here 9:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time next week on Tuesday here. So, and I think I'm going to invite Green Pants back again because
Eastern
it's been
Daylight
such
Time.
Eastern. It is daylight time. Thank you very much. Eastern daylight time. Let's not
You've
confuse
never
people.
committed to inviting me back on the episode before.
Correct.
Normally, I'm always kind of
Correct. You're always
then the-
sketchy, but this
you know-
you're a lock for next episode.
No, I'm not sketchy. I never know if I'm gonna get the call. I can't count on
I'm
it.
telling you the
until it
call.
comes.
I'm telling you the call's happening. I mean, it's
Just
just.
saying. I would like to maybe be on salary as opposed to a gig worker.
That's
what
right.
I'm saying.
That's right.
But that's fine.
We'll have your people talk to my people. We'll figure something
Yeah,
out.
I want my salary doubled.
Understood. Fortunately, 2 times 0 is still 0.
Listen, I don't want to get into the financial
No,
details.
no,
okay?
all the
But
numbers
I'm
are
just saying,
confusing. I know that. It's
Just-
fine.
Fine. I want 4 times as much. Then.
Okay, fair. No, done. You're a tough negotiator, but I accede to your demands.
I know. I did. I'm sorry if I came out harshly. I gotta look out for
I know.
myself.
Hey, you got a family. I get it. It's like this whole thing. Anyway, so we'll catch up. Thank y'all for coming and submit those questions. They're again under Green Pants down
Let
there.
me-
Go to the link, little Twitch link. It says submit your questions. Okay, seriously, take you to a page. Send us your questions because without your questions, we have no advice to give. Well, that's not true. We technically would
we
still
have
give
advice
advice.
to give.
We do, but we want to give target advice
we
that
need
actually help.
direction.
Thank you. Otherwise, we're gonna be all over the place. Like we were going about the wind submarines again, right?
This
So-
helps us, guide our wisdom with like missile-like
Yes.
precision,
Yes.
right to where it needs to go,
Yes.
right into the brain holes of people trying to buy
Yes.
promise rings.
It needs to be
And
harnessed, yes, and
fucking them
focus
out
on
of
it. Absolutely. So with that said, Green Pants, thank you again, and we'll
Thank you.
we will catch you all next week. And remember,
Night.